Have you ever felt like something is holding you back, yet you can't quite put your finger on it? It's as if invisible chains are wrapped around you, keeping you from stepping fully into the life you know you're capable of living. Most people imagine failure as some dramatic event. But the truth is, failure doesn't arrive with a crash. It creeps in silently, hidden inside our daily habits. The things we do without even thinking, those quiet choices, are often the very things that are destroying our potential. Picture this. A bird born in a cage doesn't realize it can fly. Day after day, it stares at the bars, never questioning them, never testing its wings. In the same way, many of us live with habits so deeply ingrained that we no longer notice how much power they have over us. Scrolling for hours, putting off dreams until tomorrow, staying in environments that drain us. These aren't just small mistakes. They are chains. And the scariest part, most people don't even notice until years have slipped away. But here's the truth. Awareness is the first key. Once you see the chains, you can break them. But simply patterns you've practiced, you realize you have the power to change everything. Comfort feels safe, feels warm, familiar, and easy. But comfort, when it becomes a way of life, is nothing less than poison dressed as kindness. You see, comfort convinces us to stay where we are. It whispers, don't take risks. Don't try. Don't fail. Just stay here where it's easy. And without even noticing, we start trading our dreams for temporary ease. Think about it. How many times have you had an idea, a spark, a moment of inspiration, only to smother it with excuses like, I'll start tomorrow, or I don't have time, or maybe later? When things are better, that's not laziness. That's comfort wrapping its arms around you, pulling you back into a life of mediocrity. Imagine a seed planted in rich soil. If it never pushes past the dirt, never struggles through the darkness to reach the sun, it will never grow into the tree it was meant to be. In the same way, every time we choose comfort over growth, a part of us stays buried. The danger isn't that comfort will hurt you today. The danger is that 10 years from now, you'll look back and realize you wasted your potential for a life that felt safe but never fulfilling. There's a voice inside your head that never seems to stop talking. Sometimes it's gentle, sometimes it's loud, but most of the time it's filled with doubt. It tells you you're not ready, not smart enough, not talented enough. And here's the harsh truth. It's not the obstacles outside of us that keep us stuck. It's the voices inside we choose to believe. Maybe you've heard these whispers your whole life from parents, teachers, or people who gave up on their own dreams and projected their fears onto you. First it was just noise, but slowly over the years that noise became your truth. Every time you wanted to try something new, that inner critic showed up, and instead of fighting it, you listened. Doubt is sneaky. It disguises itself as logic, as being realistic. It convinces you that taking risks is foolish, that failure would be humiliating. And so, without realizing it, you become your own jailer, building walls higher and higher, keeping yourself from stepping into the world you were meant to create. But here's the shift. Those voices are not you. They are echoes of fear rehearsed for so long that they sound familiar. The moment you decide to question them, to silence them, you begin to hear another voice. The one that says, you can. You're capable. You were made for more. Most people don't realize they're living life on autopilot. Wake up, go through the motions, repeat. Days blur into weeks, weeks into years, and suddenly life feels like it's slipping through your fingers. You're alive, yes, but are you really living? Autopilot is dangerous because it feels normal. You convince yourself that this is just how life is supposed to be. You wake up tired, scroll through your phone, rush to work, come home, distract yourself, sleep, and then do it all over again. You don't notice the slow erosion of your potential. It doesn't hurt all at once. It's death by 1,000 small cuts. Think about a river that carves a canyon over centuries. Tiny movements repeated over time shape the landscape forever. In the same way, the tiny habits you repeat daily are carving out the shape of your life. And if you're not careful, that shape may not be one you've chosen. It may be one dictated by fear, comfort, and distraction. The price of autopilot is regret. Regret for the book you never wrote, the business you never started, the courage you never had to say what you truly felt. Regret doesn't hit you in your 20s or 30s. It slams into you later, when time feels shorter and chances feel fewer. But the good news, autopilot isn't permanent. The very moment you decide to wake up, to choose your actions instead of drifting through them, you start to reclaim your life. There comes a moment when you realize that life isn't waiting for you. Time won't pause until you're ready. The habits that have been stealing your potential, comfort, doubt, autopilot, they don't end on their own. They end when you decide enough is enough. Breaking free doesn't mean changing everything overnight. It means making a choice right now to take back control. To look at those invisible chains and say, not anymore. Imagine standing at a locked door for years, convinced you're trapped, only to discover the key has been in your hand all along. That's what awareness feels like. That's what reclaiming your power is. And when you take that step, when you start replacing destructive habits with intentional ones, you begin to feel something you may not have felt in years. Momentum. Suddenly, the fog lifts. The excuses grow quieter. And with each small act of courage, you create proof that you are stronger than your doubts. One day you'll look back and realize that the habits that once chained you are gone, replaced by patterns that fuel your growth. That you're no longer living as a prisoner of comfort, doubt, or autopilot, but as the author of your own story. Your potential was never lost. It was only waiting for you to claim it. And the moment you decide to break free is the moment.